Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's Marcus Maloney here. Wanted to come to you guys today to talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages of real estate wholesaling. So, if you're considering getting started, never done a deal, and you're thinking about doing a deal, or you're thinking about using wholesaling as a means to get started as a real estate investor, or you want this to be, something full time for you, I just want to jump in and give you some advantages and disadvantages towards real estate wholesaling. So why should you listen to me, right? So I've been doing this for about 12 years, closed numerous transactions, and I use real estate wholesaling to build a portfolio of rentals, and even done, fix and flips and things like that with some of the wholesale deals that we had that were too great to pass up. So I'm not coming from a perspective of a novice or someone that's just telling you what you should or shouldn't do, but I'm just giving you my 12 years of experience at doing it. So I wholesale here in the Valley, which is Phoenix, and also virtual and a couple of different markets, and we flipped deals virtually, fix and flip virtually as well. So here's just some of the advantages I want to share with you guys for real estate wholesaling. So one of the advantages, it requires little to no capital to get started. I'm sure you heard this from other people, but again, I want to give you the truth, the raw and uncut. Yes, it doesn't require a whole lot to get started, but at the same time, if you want to be successful, you're gonna have to make sure you have a strong budget, a monthly budget, so you can continue your marketing. Because without the marketing, you won't get any leads, and without the leads, you won't be able to talk on the phone with sellers. And by not talking on the phone with sellers, you will not be able to close any deals. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go match back and forth. I'm gonna give you some advantages, I'm gonna give you a disadvantage, an advantage, a disadvantage. So we'll just go kind of back and forth. A disadvantage, it can be very, very difficult to find profitable deals consistently. I mean, right now in this market, it's really, really hard to find deals. I mean, later on in this YouTube video, not this one, but one that I'm gonna do in the future, we're gonna go over some stats on how difficult it is to find a profitable deal. Do some people get lucky in the beginning? Yes, it does happen, but I'll take my example. It took me 10 months to find my first deal, and this again was 12 years ago. The market wasn't like it is now, so it's gonna take some time in order for you to find deals. Don't get discouraged. I know a lot of wholesalers that have built successful companies, and right now they're going through the angst because they have tons of acquisition people, tons of lead managers, tons of cold callers, and they're not getting deals, and they're spending money consistently trying to get deals. So if that's you, if you're trying to find deals and can't find them yet, just keep going, just be persistent, and it will definitely happen. So that's one. So kind of recap, an advantage, it requires little to no capital to get started. Disadvantage, it can be difficult to find profitable deals. Another advantage is you can do it part-time or full-time. So a lot of people always ask, well, what do I do? I'm working a full-time job, and I can't be on the phone, I can't field calls or anything like that. Again, you could do this part-time. So you could do it on the weekends, you could do it in the evenings, you can make calls, you can send text messages. So you could do it part-time or full-time. It doesn't matter. Me specifically, I would probably recommend you start part-time. That way you can keep your 9 to 5 or whatever job that you have. Use that money to fund your marketing so you can keep going, and then possibly transition into full-time once you're ready to do some fix or flips or something like that. Because you want to have another source of money coming in from somewhere, because again, just to be honest with you, deals can be inconsistent. You can close 3 deals one month, and then you can go the next 2 months without closing a deal. So if you're not extremely frugal and extremely, what's the word that I'm looking for? Disciplined, you can go through all of your money and then have to start back over. So that's an advantage. You could do it part-time or full-time. A disadvantage, it will require significant time, okay, and effort to find buyers for properties and sellers. So again, I said you could do it part-time, but it will take you some time because it's work. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's definitely work. It's transactional based. So you're always on the phone, always talking to people, always trying to make sure you get a deal. So when I got started, I was working a full-time job. That didn't last long because I'm not very employable, but I was running out, making phone calls on breaks. I would step away from the desk and make phone calls because I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. Let's see, an advantage, it allows for flexible work hours and location. You could do it anywhere. I closed deals when I was in Mexico. I closed deals, when I was in Miami, getting ready to get on a cruise. You can close deals no matter where you're at. So you don't have to be tied down to a location. So it provides you extreme freedom. You can go anywhere and do this as long as you have a laptop or a telephone. All right. A disadvantage, you guys already know, it's completely and highly competitive. It's a lot of people out here that's trying to do it because they're trying to make their way into the real estate industry, and it's really difficult, and it's competitive. You'll have some sellers that don't want to talk to you because they have talked to a couple of people already, 4 or 5. I remember when we were doing direct mail, we would walk into a home and it would be 10 or 12 letters right on the table. She'll be like, well, what makes you different than all of these other people that I've talked to? Okay, so it definitely completely extremely competitive. An advantage, again, you can generate quick profits. So if you get a deal, you can definitely turn around and make $10, $15, $20, $30,000 in a deal. So it may take you 30 days to close that deal, but at closing you'll get $20,000, $30,000, something like that. On average, our average profit per deal is right around $13,000. So we know every deal that we come to closing, it's gonna be probably on average around $13,000. Do we have some that are extremely higher? Yes, we've closed $50,000 deals, $60,000 deals, and then we've even closed deals where we made $1,000, and some deals where we didn't make any money, we just wanted to help the seller out. Okay, so it's that fluctuation, but it is extremely profitable. Disadvantage, all right? It's starting to be heavily regulated. There are some states that are putting laws on the books where you have to have a real estate license in order to do it. One of them is Illinois, and that's one of my virtual markets. So I needed to go and get licensed in order to continue my wholesale business there. So, it's a disadvantage, but I kind of look at it as an advantage also, because now you have more options for the seller. If they don't accept your, lowball offer as a wholesale deal, now you can roll that into a listing appointment. And we have numerous realtors that we work with that we say, hey, this is an opportunity for you for a listing. That way we still get a referral fee, of $1,500 to $3,000 as a referral fee. Okay. An advantage, it involves limited risk. It's definitely limited risk when it comes to it because unlike fixing and flipping, you're taking this property down, you're getting a loan, or you're putting out bundles of cash and you're hoping to get a return after you sell that property. Well, you capitalize your returns up front, so you don't have to take the risk of taking down that property. All right, so it's limited risk as long as you do everything according to the book, as long as you're following all of the regulations and the standards. what I always tell people is get you a lawyer. In certain states, get you a lawyer, have that lawyer to help you with that transaction, especially that first transaction. And then once that lawyer lays down the blueprint, now you know what you need to do going forward. Yeah, it's limited risk there. So another disadvantage, you lack control over the property. All right. So at times a seller can back out of the deal. Yes, you can file what's called a memorandum of agreement and try and get them, kind of force their hand to sell that property to you, which is by putting a lien on the property. But still, you have limited control over that property. Unlike if you purchase that property, take it down, now it's yours, your name is on title, you can do whatever you want to do with that property. So what comes along with not having a lot of risk is not having a lot of control during the process, okay? A good advantage, and this is probably one of the best advantages outside of the profits naturally, is it provides opportunities for networking. You know, you need to go out and go to your RIAs, go to your meetups, things like that, and network with a lot of people. You can build a strong business just by networking with other wholesalers and asking them, you know, if you can bring a buyer to their deal. That's called JVing or joint venturing or co-wholesaling. You can definitely make a business just out of that. So, yeah, it's a stepping stone. So another advantage, it's a stepping stone to a higher level of investing. Basically, in the industry, we really don't call wholesaling investing because it's transactional. It's not like you're gaining a return on a back end, but it's transactional. But again, with that being transactional, you can definitely make huge profits, and it steps you up, you know, during your real estate career. So I started out with wholesaling, then we did some fix and flips, then we did start holding a lot of properties. And what that holding those properties did for me personally was I had the rent money coming in, and now I can apply some of that rent money towards our marketing for our wholesale deals to get more deals in the pipeline. So those are just some of the advantages and disadvantages of real estate wholesaling. So I just wanted to share that with you. So if you have any questions or comments, leave your comments below. I love to jump in and answer some of your questions. And then if you really want to take it a step further, we'll be doing a webinar, and you can go to our wait list at azdfc.com. That's azdfc.com. And join our wait list. We'll be doing a webinar going over a lot of information regarding wholesaling and getting started as a real estate investor. And then finally, yeah, you can definitely join that wait list, or you can hop on the phone with me personally and do a 15-minute free consultation. So there was a quick question, what's my thoughts on subject to? I'm a fan of subject to investing. The only thing that I think is detrimental when it comes to subject to investing is you want to make sure that you have money set aside in the event that you take over a property subject to, and your back-end investor kind of flakes, falls out, stops paying that seller's mortgage or something like that. So there's definitely a risk when it comes to subject to investing. There's a lot of regulation now that's coming towards subject to investing, because you have a lot of people that got out there and was teaching it the incorrect way and not leading people down the right track and letting them know the inherent risk that comes with subject to investing. Because when it comes to that, you know, you're still, depends on the transaction, you're still in the middle. So just wanted to answer that question for you. So it's Marcus Maloney. You can go to marcusemaloney.com. That's marcusemaloney.com to download free purchase contract. Thank you again. Who is that? Thank you for that. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So go to marcusemaloney.com. Feel free to jump on a free consultation with me. Harrison, I have a real estate background, and I live and I want to start investing. Would it be better to invest in marketing, to find off-market deals, or try to find rental property first? I would probably say start with the marketing, because you can easily convert a deal that you find off market into a rental property. So I would say start with the marketing in any business. One of the core pillars of a business is marketing. So I would say start with the marketing. So yeah, and I go over a lot of this stuff also on our podcast, the We Love Equity Real Estate Show. It's mostly about wholesaling, but we talk about other topics. We talk about subject to. We talk about, building a rental portfolio. We talk about everything that I'm doing, and a lot of the guests that I have either done business with or are definitely very, very familiar with and friends with. So that's We Love Equity Real Estate Show. You can find that on all of your podcast platforms. And we air bi-weekly on Fridays. Each episode is released on Fridays. So thank you so much. Thank you, Harrison. You have a wonderful weekend, guys. I'm going to sign off. Again, you can go to azdfc.com if you want more information and to join the waiting list of our upcoming class, or you can just go to marcusemaloney.com, download the free purchase contract, look at other YouTube videos, and that's it. We'll wrap up. Thank you, guys. I'll be doing this more often, probably once a week. I'll be coming with the new topic. So let your friends know, let your family know that's interested in investing. Again, I've done upwards of 3.3 million in wholesale transactions, on an annual basis. We have a team. We've been doing this for quite some time and been very, very successful at it. So just want to share this with other people and let you all know that the possibility is there for you to become a real estate investor. And even if you don't want to be a real estate investor, but you want some supplemental income, you love what you do, at your job, you love how you make money, but you want, to make an extra $5,000, $10,000 a month, this is definitely a way for you to do it. So signing off, enjoy your weekend. Thank you, everyone.